What's up everybody, I'm Josh Elkin and today I'm making nachos. When I think about when I want to make nachos, I don't want to just like take store-bought tortillas and throw some Tomatillo Salsa on top with some cheese and call it a day. Nah. I want to make as much from scratch as possible. That's why today I'm making refried beans, pickled jalapenos, and salsa verde, not to mention frying my own tortilla chips. Let's get on with the recipe. This is my own spin on nachos, which I am labeling ultimate nachos because there's so many different elements that go into this. It's not just cheese and salsa on top of tortillas. Oh no. The first thing I'm going to do is make pickled jalapenos. Now this is a quick pickle recipe, which means you don't need to have them in the fridge for days on end. Really, we're just making a brine and adding it to the jalapenos, and by the time we're ready to use it as a garnish on top of these nachos, they will be pickled enough to give me a little bit of heat and a little bit of acidity. All right, element one is done. Now I'm gonna make a tomatillo salsa. And in order to do that, obviously I gotta use some tomatillos, but I'm also using some onions, a little bit of garlic, and some jalapenos. And in order to do that, obviously I gotta use some tomatillos, but I'm also using some onions, a little bit of garlic, and some jalapenos. Now for this, I'm gonna roast them in the oven before we blend them up into a sauce. So if you've never tried roasting your tomatillos and extra vegetables before making your salsa, you're missing out. And while the vegetables roast, I'm gonna start making some refried beans. And first I'm gonna add a little bit of minced garlic and some finely diced onions to a pot. If you're a longtime viewer, you've seen me do this before. The first time I ever made refried beans was for my huevos rancheros, and I've never looked back. It's that delicious. Also perfect for nachos. We got onions, garlic, some pinto beans, smoked paprika. I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken stock and some lime to really bring this all together before starting to mash it. In the past, I used to hate refried beans because they were too mushy, but then I realized if I made them on my own, I can control the consistency. And that's why this is sort of mashed, leaving it a little rustic, if you will. Okay, if you're following along, then the vegetables are definitely roasted in the oven. I'm gonna take them out, flip them, put them back in because I'm really trying to get a 360-degree char on this bad boy. The char is the key to the flavor. All right, now back with the refried beans. I know I'm flip-flopping a little bit here, but check out the consistency of these beans. You see, I still have some pinto beans that I haven't mashed, and that is with intent. I want this to be that. I don't want this to be smooth like it's mashed potatoes. Once the vegetables are roasted for the tomatillo salsa, I'm gonna add it to a blender with some cilantro. Blend it up until it's smooth and super green looking. Look at this, it's awesome. It's still a little hot, so I'm gonna transfer it to a container so that it can cool down a tad. And the second to last cooking element for these nachos is frying up some chorizo. Now I'm using pork chorizo, you could use beef chorizo, you can omit the chorizo if you want. I find that it adds a lot of saltiness and a lot of umami. Now if you've never fried your own corn tortilla chips, it's super easy. All you gotta do is buy a package of yellow corn tortillas, chop it up into wedges, and literally just fry it. It doesn't take that long, few minutes in a 375-degree cooking oil deep fryer. Super easy. You hit them with a little bit of salt and they're good to go. And the most important thing about a nacho plate is the layering. I repeat, the layering. If you're not layering your nachos, you might as well eat the top and toss it. Now here's how my layers go. First layer, obviously chips. Second layer, a little bit of refried beans. On top of the refried beans, I'm adding Oaxaca cheese. If you don't know what Oaxaca cheese is, it's essentially Mexican string cheese. On top of that, another layer of corn tortillas. On top of the corn tortillas, some of the chorizo, another layer of chips. Then I'm gonna hit it with some of the tomatillo salsa. And just for some good measure and to solidify the string cheese pull, we're gonna add more cheese on top, and then this is ready for the oven. House fried tortilla chips, pork chorizo, refried beans, salsa verde, Oaxaca cheese, and homemade pickled jalapenos to present to you guys. A nacho dish to rival any nacho dish out there. I'm gonna eat this whole plate. I feel extremely good about myself. Don't take it from me. Take it from the link in the description down below and make this today. Bye.